Hi, this is Lindsay Enito from Transparent Thursdays. Hey, welcome back. This is I'm in Love Part 2. Last week I talked about how wonderful it was to be in love, how God wants all of me and I want all of Him. But we don't always give it. And then what happens is that this overwhelming love happens and we can't help but to give it out. And I started thinking about it and just really experiencing it, which is something different than knowing it in your head. And it's a combination of knowing it in your head and knowing it in your heart. That's when you begin to experience His love. And that's what I've been living for a while now, but really just had an extra dose of it to be in that fully immersed in love state where you get the goosebumps and you smile when you think about them and do all that. I do that. I do that. I know what it's like on the human end. I know what it's like on the supernatural end. And let me tell you, the supernatural end gives you something better than any human relationship can give you. The reason I say this is not anything spooky or super spiritual, but how many of us have been heartbroken? How many of us have been crushed, just devastated by the loves of our lives? I have. I have. And I used to just hold on to all the pain and never think that I would be loved again. It made me feel rejected and abandoned. It made me feel inadequate because I figured it had to be me. And then I went through a time of, oh my gosh, years of just negative self-talk, not thinking I was worthy of anything, and also horrible identity crisis. Horrible identity crisis. But when I began to understand God's love for me, that it never leaves me, that nothing that I do would ever take it away, man, that changed my life. Because how painful is it when they change their mind, right? How painful is it when they walk away and just kind of leave you high and dry? But God doesn't do that. So it doesn't matter if people leave me high and dry anymore. Does it hurt? Absolutely. Don't think that a sister doesn't cry or, just get upset and angry, all those things. But what I do know is that I'm never alone. What I do know is that my heart is constantly being pursued. You know what that feels like? When old people used to call it courting. People in the South, y'all know, courting. When that's that time period where he begins to show you how much he wants to be with you, not by what he says, but by what he does. The energy that he exerts to show you that he wants you in his life. We're missing that nowadays in the dating scene, but that is a beautiful time where trust is built, where relationship and intimacy is built, not in a sexual way, but in a way that safety is built around the heart. There's a story in the Bible. Okay, I love the Bible. There's a story in the Bible about a man who saw a woman and he wanted to work. He wanted to marry her, but her dad said, nope, no, you can take the other one. He said, no. He said, okay, well, if you don't want that one, you'll have to work for 7 years. Now, think about this. Who right now do you know would work a slave, not something he wanted to do, 7 years to be with the woman that he loves, right? Think about it. Do you know one person, 7 years to do that? Turns out he ended up getting tricked. He ended up working 14 years for this woman, but he knew that he wanted her. And do you know what that did for her heart? It doesn't matter whatever else happened in his life. She knew without a shadow of a doubt that her heart could be protected, that her heart was loved, that she wanted to be fully known by him, and he wanted to be fully known by her. And that's a beautiful thing. And so this in love part that I was talking about last week, I'm fully known. Not only that, he's the only one who knows me. He's the only one who knows you. And for that, I'm so grateful because years I didn't know who I was, but his love shows me who I am. His love gives me my identity. His love gives me this strength that I go on all the time on a high level. And so what I want to offer you today is, if your heart is not being pursued, I know somebody who will pursue it. If your heart is not being protected, I know somebody who will protect it. If your heart is not being nourished, I know somebody who will nourish it. And guess what? He will never, ever, ever let you down. You will never shed a tear because he broke your heart. If anything, you'll cry tears of joy because of the overwhelming, all-encompassing beauty of his love for you. And then you'll be able to love yourself. Then you'll be able to give that love. And so I think I'm going to continue this love thing because I've been doing a little bit of research and I want to share it with you. Uh, I might put up another one. Check it back on Thursday. And maybe we'll get back on track on Thursdays. But I want to begin to explore this thing called love. Explore this God love versus this man love. And if you don't mind, hit the like button for me. Hit the share button. Hit the comments for me because that really helps me know what you need. And what I want to do is I don't want to talk on stuff that doesn't apply to you. I want to talk on things that touch your heart, that touch your life so that it can be everything that it's supposed to be. Okay? Can you do that for me? Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.